All right, so we are at this thrift store. We have literally 10 minutes before we have to be in the car and on our way to somewhere. So we're gonna see what we can do in 10 minutes. You can do a lot in a thrift store in 10 minutes, but we're gonna just test this out. We're gonna see when these kinds of things come up, when you only have a certain amount of time. I like to go to things I know, things I don't have to spend a whole lot of time looking up. So I'm gonna check out the mugs, I'm gonna check out the plush, I'm gonna check out the toys and games, and maybe run through the larger size t-shirts. As we said in past videos, larger size t-shirts tend to sell more. So let's go in and see what we can find.
I'm going to go ahead and apologize about the voiceover from here on out, but this cart that we're about to grab was super loud, and everything in the store was very loud, and the audio just didn't catch. So I just want to make sure that I can kind of walk you through what I'm looking for and what we're doing here. So these right here, these were made at Best Buy. They were big collectibles at the time, and they've held absolutely no value. Do not pick them up. The main goal with 10 minutes in the thrift store is to find things that stand out. We are not going to have time to sort through, looking at the back of the shelves, looking underneath things. We're not going to have time to look things up. My main goal when walking in was things that stood out, things that looked unique, and things that were in a price point I didn't mind grabbing and walking out without having to use my phone to research. This is not something I would recommend if you have never been to a thrift store before, but since we've been doing this for 10 years and made a lot of purchases and a lot of sales and a lot of past research, we felt comfortable going ahead with it. So we made it to one of my favorite sections in the thrift store, the mugs. Everything in this section is always cheap. They're easy to pack up. They're easy to ship out the door. First thing we found was this giant grumpy mug. Anything Disney, any of the Disney giant mugs are typically going to sell. You can't see it in the video, but this was only $1.49, and it was well worth picking up, well worth the chance. After searching around, there really wasn't that much that was standing out to us. We were kind of worried. Then we spotted this mug. Now, normally I don't buy mugs like this, but at $1.49, I grabbed it. Like I said, we had 10 minutes. We weren't going to look it up. And it turns out it's going to be like a $23 mug, so it's not that bad. Last but not least is this mug right here. So we found three things right off the bat. This is an Orange County Choppers mug. If it was 10 years ago, this would probably be worth $20, $25 when they were at the height of the popularity. But for 49 cents, it was worth the risk without having to look it up. After the mugs and scouring a couple more sections, we head over. We did a little bit of a time check. It was 9:05. They had been open for 5 minutes. We were well into our 10 minutes and we needed to get moving. When we walk down these aisles, we've done it in a past reel. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But the main thing we're looking for are just those random patterns that stand out. A blue shirt is not going to be what we're looking for today. We're literally looking for just something to stand out and to speak to us. And we found it right here. This is a Chili's ugly Christmas sweater maybe, but we were loving it.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, ribs.
At $4.99, this was totally worth grabbing. I've done some research since then. I can literally find nothing on this shirt. I found some other Chili shirts that weren't selling for much, but nothing that looked like this. If you've seen it or have one, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think it's worth. So we went to the t-shirts. All the t-shirts right off the bat were $4.99. When that happens, it's never worth sorting through. We just went ahead and left. Right before we head over to the toys and games section, these Airwalk boots caught our eye. It was a nice pair. They were very clean. It looked like they had some really good tread on them, like they hadn't been worn. Issue was they didn't have a price tag. At this thrift store, it is such a pain to get one. It sometimes can take 10, 15 minutes. So we obviously didn't have that, so we left them behind. We did some research later, found out they were only $24.99, so we really weren't that mad about it. Next, we made our way over to the toys and games. Now, this is one of my favorite sections to thrift. We've sold a lot of plush over the years, so we really do know what to look for. We're always looking for vintage. As we've said in a couple other videos, we love realistic plush. This was so jam-packed today, as you can see. It was very hard to see anything at all, and since we were really cutting it close to our 10 minutes, we had about 2 minutes left at this point. We were just like, you know what, this isn't going to be the day for plush. But right before we left, I happened to look down and I saw this gray plush right here that I'm about to grab. Now this plush, It's a giant superstore. It's like a grocery store in our area.
So we've actually sold this before. So it was like 15, 20 bucks, but for $2.49, we're gonna go. Let's go to Toys and Games and then let's get out of here.
So with only 2 minutes left, we quickly ran over to the board game section. When you have very little time, best bet is always going to be to look for new and sealed games. This is typically because new and sealed board games just sell faster and for more money than used ones, unless it's super rare. Right before we left, we did find this, which is a 2003 color forms of Strawberry Shortcake. I knew it was a little older because it's not the updated version of her. When you have kids, you know these kinds of things. So we figured at $4.99 it was probably going to be a good buy. Turns out when we did some research later on, it's going to go for about $30 to $35, so not too shabby. After this, we headed towards the checkout.
Let's get out of here. Reached our 10-minute time. Got 6 things, and I think we'll do all right. Let's go check out.
So we got 6 things. Total came to right at $17. Not too bad for only 10 minutes at the thrift store.
All right, so we're all done. That was it. And you know what? Would I have liked to have spent 3 hours in that store? Absolutely. Would I have liked to have gone through every little thing? Maybe made a few $100s? Yeah, I would. But I have somewhere to be, and that happens. And the fact that you can take 10 minutes and go through a thrift store, find literally 6 items, spend less than $20, and at least double, if not triple your money, is where it's at. And we'll, like I said, we'll go back and we'll do some research and we'll find out some of these items, and we'll do an update. Maybe we'll do an update reel when this is all said and done. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and you'll see more videos like this.